Hello. Hi, Polapo. What's up, Polapo? How you doing? Hi. Alright. So, we're back with Yumi 5, and I'm not gonna lie. I think I forgot about everything that happened last time. So, you know, pretty silly. I genuinely don't remember anything, like, at all. Give me a second. Here we go, let me start Yumi 5. We're gonna jump back directly into it. I don't remember shit, so I'll have to, like, you know, jog my memory a bit. Umineko and Arcs. Paint. Yumi 5. Alright. The epitaph and what it meant for Bito. Yeah, but still, like, oh, right, I did not even try to think about that. That completely slipped my mind. I completely forgot what the fuck, like, that could have meant. Okay, give me a second. We're gonna switch directly to the window. Here we go. Normally, the paint capture is right here. Right. So, I'm a bit distracted because I accidentally started a fight in MMORPG, and I expected it to be done, but my teammates are basically brain dead. Who genuinely cannot understand, like, basic concepts such as do damage. So I'm still stuck in it. It's gonna take a bit. But I'm not actively focused on it. It's the good thing about this game is that it just requires me to tab out for like 30 seconds every 5 minutes. I do my thing and then everyone else continues. Or I could just ignore it and let them handle it on their own, which I think is what I'm gonna do. Fuck it. Alright. Alright. Here we are with the MS Paint shot, which I removed a bunch at the bottom, if I recall correctly. Yeah. Yeah, I was wondering what the fuck that could be, like her motive. Every single motive that she could have. There's something that I can't really know, like the motive is something you can't really know without knowing the character more. And besides knowing that Beatrice is a bitch, we have not really delved into her actual, you know, backstory that much more than cryptic events, right? Like with when Beatrice was with Kinzo and clearly looked abused and drugged beyond belief, right? That could definitely have been, you know, an event, but the thing is, it's so wrapped in mystery that it's hard to actually parse, like, anything out of it. So. Here we go. Yeah, time for more Peak Yuko. Aye, Mac, indeed, it is peak. It is a really peak series, I will say that much. I'm really enjoying it. I don't know if I should... Fuck. I don't know if I should write down all the blue, right? Does the blue have any importance? I don't know. I think it's good to have like a record of like the theories Butler gives, because 90% of the time they're wrong. But the problem is, I completely agree. I completely agree with what he's saying. Like that's just correct. Unless I just suddenly say, oh no, Butler is here. Grandfather is here. And I'm just like, what? You're telling me he's dead and he's here? And there's no extra person? Now, at this point, I'll tell them, fuck off, you're lying to me. And then I'll stop reading this story. Kidding. Alright. Let's keep going. This time, I did not really think that much of it. I really need to. Because I feel like that was important. Parse. I feel. For an arc called Ensa's arc, it sure raises more fucking questions than it answers. Like, I gotta say that, right? It's supposed to be the Ensa arc, and it's not answered shit so far. I don't think I can give like a single answer it gave besides the riddle, which it didn't even give. It just gave like the it gave like half the riddle away. You have a relative loving you all of a sudden. Maybe he can use that love as a leverage to get Rosa not to be a piece of shit anymore. I'm still wondering what Battler's role is in this. I still believe that to some degree Battler is like directly the cause of this. But like in the way that he did all of this, right? But as Beatrice, you know, not to a person called Beatrice living inside him. Honestly, I did not really want such a, you know, such a cop-out. I think it's a bit lame. I'm gonna call it right now. If the ending of the story is that Beatrice is living inside Battler, and it's like good Battler and like evil Beatrice Battler all inside the same body battling, and like evil Battler commits crimes while good Battler believes he's still at the guest room or some shit. Whatever it is, if it's something like this, I think it's lame. This stream is sponsored by Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas. Hi, Sapphic. What's up? Merry Christmas, Sapphic. Oh my goodness. Okay. Right. By the way, I did not say it. The stream VODs have finally reached episode 4. So if you want to see episode 4, because like episode 3 is concluded and is all uploaded on YouTube. If you want to see episode 4, it's on YouTube. And tomorrow, the VOD where I cried like a bitch is getting uploaded. So watch out for that one. Because that one's gonna fucking break the internet. Okay. Let's go. Battler did nothing but gaze blankly out the window. The fighting between the relatives went on without end. Yeah, the scorpion charm. Now I realize... It's always been in front of me, but it's just right now that I realize that the scorpion charm is like anti-magic. But why would that be everywhere? I mean, I guess the CGs aren't canon. Because if I remember properly, the scorpion engraved handle are only on like Grandfather's Study. Not that it actually fully matters, but... Okay, give me a second. However, no matter how much they knocked, the master of the study did not answer even once. Even several others said they should open the door with a second key, the one Genji held. Wait. 3 seconds. Let me check something really quick. Okay, here we go, sorry. Here we go. However, in a flash of brilliance, Natsui said that Kinzo had been in a particularly bad mood and had taken back the key he'd previously given Genji, which meant that he now had both keys himself. She claimed that this was the reason they couldn't open the door. That is a good excuse. He is known to be pretty erratic. I After she promised to let them meet Kinzo tomorrow morning, no matter what, they finally returned to the dining hall. But of course, the argument continued on even there. Eva's group needed a lot of cash very soon, and they were trying to threaten Cross somehow and make him pay up. Apparently, Butler solving the epitaph threatened Cross's position as the successor, which gave the others a powerful tailwind. On the other side, Cross and Natsui based their argument on the claim that it had never been specified that ownership of the gold will be handed over to the person who solved the epitaph. Wow. It hadn't been hidden gold, but simply Kinzo's stockpile. It was still Kinzo's property, which meant it would naturally be distributed after Kinzo's death with the rest of the inheritance. Once they made that claim, Eva's group once again started demanding to be allowed to see Kinzo. It had probably been obvious to them from the beginning. The sibling fight could only be settled by Kinzo. This was obviously a confrontation between Eva's group, which wanted cash fast, and Cross, who was hiding his lack of funds but still didn't need money right away. As they listened vaguely to this exchange, Butler marveled at how, despite their usual affluent airs, they were surprisingly deep in debt. Yeah, they're all fucked. Cage fight. They're all fucked right now. These guys suck at businesses. Didn't you say the same thing a short while ago? Off, let's take a break. We're all repeating the same things over and over again. According to the clock, it was almost 24. Right, so, if I'm not wrong, we're finally getting the perspective of what happens in the parlor room on episode 1 to 4. Well, not 4, but... on episode 1 to 3, all the adults are in the room, the parlor room, discussing all of this. And then they leave, and everyone gets murdered. This should be when it happens. It certainly was a perfect time for a break. Didn't Lucio relax just a bit? I agree. It'd be good for both sides to take a breather. Hey, why don't we start keeping a record when we start up again? I'm tired of fighting over what was or wasn't said. Seriously? We already can't do without a record of proceedings. Not when Nissan can so easily deny something said before the words stop reverberating off the walls. A mere written record would be a pain. It'd be an easy target for forgery. Good point. Aniki, you want to fire this up? What they've said, is it? I see. This way we can keep a record without bothering to write it down, and forgery will be impossible. It's fair for both sides. Make sure you don't mess anything up! Those are Father's precious magic tapes! The dignified tape set had a sense of weight to it that matched his majestic dining hall perfectly. On pleasant Saturday mornings, it would sometimes be used to play famous tapes or records. However, right now, it was the most neutral and impartial conference record keeper around. Rudolph fished around randomly around the cassette rack. I mean, no, you do have a person that would be perfect for this, right? Like a perfectly purely neutral party in all of this. I wonder who that could be. It's Maria. It's Maria. It's absolutely Maria. Or Kumasawa. No, Kumasawa. No, Goda would be the neutral one. And every time he found some tape with sophisticated music on it, he'd complain about how pompous it was. Pardon me. You called? We're taking a break. Sorry, but could you make us something to drink? And maybe some biscuits would be nice too. Certainly. I will see to it right away. Also, sorry, do you have any cold medicine? I've been feeling a bit feverish. Then don't overstrain yourself. Get some sleep. If you really feel like it, why not get some sleep, Rosa? Of course. I wouldn't step out of such an important conference because of a simple cold. Wait. Wait. She did, though. In episode 1. In episode 1, wait. I gotta go back. I want to have a name associated to it. Yeah, Kumasawa would do this. That would be pretty funny. Anything happened to Hideyoshi Prague's hours? Hideyoshi is still cool, but he's not Eng. He's not Eng. That's a problem. Right. Right. I want her name next to it. Alright.
ローザがいい私ならこの大事な会議中に風邪くらいじゃ休まないけど
Okay. Okay. This is important. This is something I definitely note down. Right? This line. I'm nearly certain that the reason she gave for going to bed in episode 1 early was that she had a cold. Or that she was sleepy. For someone, if you say shit like this... Wait. Man, I need a name included in it. Here we go. Are you fucked up for saying this, dumbass? Alright. Okay, lowers the size. Here we go. Come on. Let me write. What? I can't write. Are you kidding me? Hello? Here we go. This isn't like... Why is it in black? What? Oh my god, what is happening to paint? She went to sleep early in Ep 1. So... Here we go. Pretty happy with this one. Here we go. And I can even include her face. Here you go. Perfect. Only 2 letters Al could write were 6 and 7. Wait, really? I didn't even notice that. That's impressive. 6, 7. Such a fat fucking chud. Maya slipped the sleeping pills intended for her and Rosa's rings. Oh, that checks out. More like nappy because she needs a nap? What do you mean? I missed that one. But yeah, no, there's definitely something fishy about this. I'm catching on this line right here. She, in episode 1, in episode 2 she died. And in episode 3, she was in the room the entire time. So if this is true, why would she leave in episode 1? Along with Natsui, but Natsui makes sense because she has like massive migraines. Natsui, I can believe it, right? Eva and Hideyoshi, why would the two of them leave early? Like, it never occurred to me that why would they leave? Of all people, you would expect them to, you know, leave late after arguing with everyone. They would leave with everyone, not just alone. So why did Eva and Hideyoshi leave early? 6, 7 by accident. That is actually by accident, by the way. There you go. That's bothering me. That's bothering me a bunch. Give me a second. Okay, here we go. You created the Eva with the body of a text box. What do you mean? Oh, I mean, no, it looks fine. It does. It's just like, I don't know. It doesn't shock me too much. It doesn't stand out to me, at least. I don't know. I'll need to think about this further. There's a lot of things I need to think about further. I need to think about Beatrice's motive. I need to think about what the fuck that was. The riddle. And I'm gonna say it. The riddle, I'm not gonna bother solving it. I'm gonna say it. With everything that's been shown so far, I do not even want to bother. Anyways. Really? Well, allow me to take a rest as well. That's sweet. Why don't we take a short rest too? Yes, dear. Didn't think that he meant to have a strategy meeting. Natsui stood up. Even if that hadn't been the case, she was so desperate to get out of the room, even for a moment, that she would have taken any excuse. Cross and Natsui left the dining hall, and the tension in the room truly relaxed. Lusai. You've been doing great, Butler. I imagine you feel just horrible. Think of this as part of growing up and just accept it. Just how long am I going to have to sit around here doing nothing? Who knows? Turl, you're like our own portable shrine. Sleepy? About as much in your average school class. I'm pretty sure Faber isn't going to show up tonight anyway. When Cross and the rest come back, I propose that we might as well let you go. I'll be counting on you. Knock knock. A light knock and the faint sound of china clinking together could be heard. Excuse us. We brought tea. Shannon and Cannon had come by with a serving cart. The pleasant smell of black tea had the effect of relieving a bit of the tension. Wait, did you hear? Hear about what? We haven't heard anything. Stop it, Rudolph. There's no reason to tell him. We have furniture, so we have no interest in matters concerning the family conference. I see. That's a wise answer. You have the midnight shift? That must be rough. That is our job. We would be happy to receive orders. Makes sense to me. At least that would be better than sitting around awake doing nothing. When I was still down in the bottom rungs, I once worked as a warehouse keeper. Even if you're just staying awake, it's still pretty tough. Right after the war, you had robbers all over the place. Plus, you couldn't rely on the police back then, so it was a pretty dangerous time. She was particularly proud of how we'd started with nothing and built up assets by illegally diverting goods from the American army. Based! Holy shit! Incredibly based! Oh, I did not... Wow! Okay. Oh, fuck. When the subject came up, Hideyoshi tended to get pretty talkative. The relatives who knew this were greatly relieved to see that a perfect sacrifice had come up. If you got found out, you were in for a big time. Those American people are scary. The strains in another league because of all that beef they eat. If you got caught, it would end with them shooting you or death by hanging. Get it? Death by hanging. Oh yeah, and then I figured it out. It's all about the meat. Japanese people gotta eat more meat. And that's when I got the revelation that I needed to start up a business to win over people's stomachs. I see. Literally base? What do you mean? Oh, military base? He said he was working in a warehouse. I'm being such a fucking nerd, Jesus. I see. That must have been quite a difficult task. Stop it, dear. No matter how much you tell people born after the war, they'll never understand how you really suffered back then. Oops. Looks like my bad habits jumped out again. Sorry. You two should have some tea as well. Every now and then, I think it might be helpful for you to use your own tongues to learn more about the tea you're always brewing. No, we'll be fine. There's no need to be concerned for our sakes. Hang out with us for a bit. Being surrounded by adults makes me feel like I'm gonna suffocate. Hear that? There's an order from Battler Sam, the successor. Sit over there and have some tea with us. Then you can talk about recent events, your hobbies, TV shows you're watching, and whatever it is that's popular with the kids these days. There's a lot we could learn. Giggle. That's a brilliant idea. Come on, you two sit down here. Hey, why don't you become sacrifices for us now that we crave something to talk about? That's right. I thought it'd be nice to talk to some young kids, but that would be pretty odd when I'm too old even to go to a cabaret club. There's no... I mean, you're like 50. You're not that old. How long are you planning on standing around there? Rudolph told you to sit. Sit down. I give you permission as well. After getting Eva's permission, Shannon and Cannon looked at each other and finally obeyed, nervously. For a while, the two were punted by questions and became the relatives' playthings. Terrifying. Then, a reserved knocking sound could be heard. Genji. All of the servants started to knock in a similar manner, so no one found it strange. However, Shannon and Cannon turned around with surprised looks on their faces. Huh? The servants here today included the two of them, Genji, Kumasawa, and Goda. Yep. Goda had the midnight shift at the guest house. Oh, okay. Kumasawa had gone to bed in a spare room in the guest house. The two of them were right here, so Genji was the only person left. But they knew very well that Genji wouldn't knock like that. Who? Who is it? It's not locked, just come in. Rudolph didn't recognize the knock either. When he asked who is it, it became apparent that no one knew whose knock it was. After that, the same knock, repeated just once more. Could it be that someone at variance full and was asking that the door be opened for them? As the slightly odd feeling began to encompass the room, the sound of the large clock in the hall could be heard. It was a sign that October 4th had ended, and October 5th had begun. Okay. I thought we'd have like some great scene coming, but no. Let's step back in time a bit. Okay. At this time, Cross and Netsuya were ways off in deserted corridor on the second floor. We no longer have any other options. Yes. The same move probably won't last us all day tomorrow. If we hesitate any longer, there's a chance Eva and the others will call the police, claiming that we have Faber locked up somewhere. This is as far as we can go. Battler finding gold was completely unexpected. If that hadn't happened, it's part of a plan which might have managed to get us through this somehow. This always happens when I bet on something. Something unexpected always happens. And something that should have been an absolute certainty goes wrong. Let's arrange for Faber's room to be empty starting tomorrow morning. Let's plan that up with Genji and have him say we saw Faber heading out into the forest early in the morning. I know Eva and the others will simply accept such a disappearance. I'm fully aware of that. However, we have no other options. If we do such a thing, Eva and the others will doubtless make a fuss that our actions were suspicious. They aren't worried about appearances as long as we can squeeze some money out of us. It might end up in some odd magazine, cause serious damage to the confidence placed in me. Damage is something you can live with, right? If by any chance Faber's secret is discovered, we'll face a whole lot worse than mere damage. Faber's secret? Faber's secret? Oh, you mean that he's dead? Right. I thought we were talking about like a specific secret of his, but no. There's nothing wrong persisting until the last possible second tomorrow. If we're able to make it through safely, we won't have to lose anything. There's no need to get impatient and use that trump card. You want to wait until after they start clamoring about how we've locked Faber up and that say he's gone missing? That way would invite much more suspicion. No. Let's just put Faber to rest now. To go any further would be impossible. Calm yourself. Being exposed to Eva and the other's venom too much has made you lose your composure. That's all. Only 2 keys exist that can let anyone into that study. And you have both of them right here. That means no one can go inside. That door is of a very special make. No matter what kind of tools we bring out of the storage room, it won't even budge. It isn't a physical problem like that. Please don't be hasty and calm down. In any event, you can pretend to have gotten a fever and stay in bed. Anytime, I will overcome all of this for you. Don't leave everything to you. I'll fight until the end too. When Natsui could no longer hold back the tears brought on by her fierce emotions, Cross held her gently. So long it had been since the last time she'd felt the warmth of her husband's compassion. Your headache must be awful. Yes. It's always that way when you wrinkle your forehead like that. Dear. She had come to think that her husband could never guess the way she felt. But at times like this... Let's wait for the very last moment before using the disappearance trump card. It's like a last resort treasured sword. It's best when it remains in its sheath. The important part is that you're ready to pull it out at any time, right? I understand that. Would you let me handle that trump card? Of course. At the final moment, I will take all of the responsibility. I won't get you and Jessica involved. What do you mean by that? When the Yushiromiya family is destroyed, it is enough that I alone am crushed in the rubble. When the typhoon passes, let me sure we're ready to file for divorce. I will sign the papers and let you hold on to them. I've secretly left some of my assets in your name. If you add on some compensation money, that should be enough for you and Jessica to live on without any hindrances. You do trust Cross. Well, yeah. I will say it straight up. I think Cross is too dumb to lie about this. And you would know, like, if he did something so, like, strong, he would think he's, like, entirely justified. Clearly, it's not the best solution at all, but he seems completely convinced, and I think that's absolutely a Cross thing to do. And I 100% believe that he's actually doing this, like, genuinely. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong, and maybe it turns out that, like, Cross is actually evil. But this is... I am not... It's not giving him the benefit of the doubt. I believe that Cross is not... Like, he's not a bad father. If anything, like, out of all fucking people, he has not cheated on his wife. He hasn't, like, fucking beat up his kid. Once. He was a piece of shit when he was, like, 10, right? But he was 10. Like... Every kid is cruel when they're 10. I guess it's worse if he was a teenager or whatever. But, like, my point is... Even if that's the case... He has not beaten up his children. He has not cheated on his wife. Or like done some whack shit that led to Ange and Battler and their weird fucked up relationship. I did Cross so much. I didn't hate him. Also, I didn't hate him. I think starting from episode 1, I appreciated him. But I just wasn't sure what his deal was, right? It wasn't clear. They never delved into him. But when episode 4 started, I went, okay, no, you know what? Alright, I like this guy. I like this guy. And episode 5 is making me realize how much of a dumbass he is. Like, he has some smarts. He clearly does. He clearly has some smarts. He's a manipulative bitch. But... he's not an inherently terrible person, like, you know, Rosa. And he seems loyal enough. Yeah, well-intentioned idiot. That's exactly it. I think that's perfect for him. He has some smarts. I would not call him a himbo, though. A bit too far. That's why I'm saying he has some smarts. He's actually able to like hold his own and like actually like do proper research and whatever. But he does have, you know, terrible business skills on the side, believing in fucking moon tourism. He is a bit of a slime in some places, but I don't think what I'm reading here, I would be devastated if Cross turned out to like be lying about this. Because I 100% believe that this is like completely real and Cross means it. I like Cross. And Cross is probably like he's probably like in my top 3 male characters. I think Rudolph could score higher, but so far I've seen literally nothing of Rudolph, and I want to see more of him. Like, all we saw of Rudolph was in episode 3, and he was kind of cool, but I want more. I want more of Rudolph. I've been saying this since, like, episode 2. No! Hishirami Natsui is a name that should be engraved on my tombstone. Please let me be with you until the last moment. But if it turns out that you're the last head of the Hishirami family, please let Natsui be the name of the wife of the final head. Your wife. Cross's existence was founded solely upon the trust and power of his assets as a financial fixture. If either of those weakened, nothing would remain. If they used the trump card of Kinzo's disappearance, they would lose one of these 2 essential supports. It was like offering your right arm in exchange for your neck being cut. It was probably better than losing your head, but he still might die from the blue loss. And even on the off chance that he did survive, you'd have to bear a heavy wound that wouldn't heal for the rest of your life. Cross was prepared even for death. Understanding this, Natsui buried a fist in Cross's chest and cried. Yeah, I 100% believe this. I think the only bad thing we have heard from Jessica regarding her parents is that she thinks her parents are too strict because they're raising her to be the next successor. She thinks they're too strict. She has never mentioned being beat up by Cross and that Natsui. She did mention being a bit upset that Natsui doesn't recognize a rock and roll lifestyle. But like, that's teenage angst. That's not, they're not awful parents. It's not good either, but you know, it's not Rosa. I mean, okay, I need to stop comparing it to Rosa because literally any parent is better than Rosa. I think if you were tasked with creating a worse mom than Rosa, you would struggle to do it if you were banning like a murder, right? You would really struggle to write someone more despicable and worse than Rosa. Imagine being the one fucking Rosa fan that's like listening to this stream, right? There's like one guy who really fucking loves Rosa, who's been watching my streams silently since the beginning. And every time I say something like this, just clenches his fists. I'll get you, hell! Don't criticize my wife like this! But I'm sorry, dude. Whoever you are, if you even exist, I fucking hate Rosa. Love Rosa. I'm so sorry, I'm a devil. I'm so sorry. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Mac. That's the problem. It's impossible. I would say that, but that would be a lie. Yeah, no, literally, you can't say that without lying. The sudden appearance of Genji's voice, Natsui jumped back and hurriedly wiped the tears from her eyes. I'm not saying that she's a bad character, like, writing-wise, I think she's very well written. But I do think she's a terrible person. If you look, I bet you there's like one guy who read all of Umineko and is like, holy shit, this woman. I wish that was my wife. I bet you there's one guy who did this. That guy needs to be fucking examined. Jesus. The sudden appearance of Genji's voice made Natsui jump back and hurriedly wiped the tears from her eyes. Cross stood in front of Natsui, shielding her. Ah, Genji. Please don't sneak upon us. Do you have some business? Yes. My apologies, but I have something to report to madam. To me? Dear. I don't mind. Cross left Natsui's side, went to a window a short ways off, and gazed at the windy and rainy rose garden. Natsui went with Genji to place a short distance away. What is it? Well, the truth is, another phone call has come for you, madam. At that moment, a sudden, eerie sound surprised her. It was a large clock in the hall announcing 24. You don't mean that man again? Yes. What is to be done? Did he say what business he had with me? I can give you no answer on that matter. Whoever the phone call came from the internal line, he is already on the island, is what he's gonna say. He kept insisting that he wanted to speak to you directly. Look at this Maya, she's still outside in the rain. Again, a phone call. It was a man who claimed it to be taking revenge for something that happened 19 years ago. 19 years ago! That was just 1 year before Jessica and Butler were born. In Natsui's eyes, the gap between 19 years ago and 18 years ago was immense. For a long time, she'd been unable to fulfill her role of creating a successor for the Ushirmiya family, and had been treated very coldly. Yeah, my current guess was that to some degree, Natsui is Butler's mom. And she just dumped him? But I don't see why. Plus, it looks like both of them were born around the same time. So I don't think that's even possible. Why would she get rid of a male kid? If anything, I don't think that Natsui would be the type to go women first. I don't want males. I only want females because I want the next successor to be a girl. If anything, like, Natsui would be the least likely person to say this. So, if she was the mother of Butler, why would she do this? But then she finally gave birth to Jessica, became able to call herself the Ushirmiya successor's wife with her head held high. So in her eyes, Ushirmiya Natsui began 19 years ago. 18. That's why everything before that, including the events of 19 years ago, contains nothing but hateful memories. And something from the last year of that hateful period is whispering vengeful words from the other end of the phone. I can still hear the roar of the sea. What is to be done? Transfer it to my room. Don't let my husband know. As you wish. From the very beginning, Genji had guessed that she wouldn't want Cross hearing about this phone call. That's why he had told Natsui covertly. By the way, at that point in time, currently, according to the narrative, someone is knocking on the parlor room door. That is neither Genji, neither Cross, neither Natsui. Well, one thing that, let me have a look. Yeah, I think an important point, right, would be that right here, it says on this island. It doesn't say on every single island. It's just this one. But who the fuck could it be then? I think, okay, wait. This is that time. This is that time. Give me a second. Where is it? This is the time where I make it. Where I make the thing. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Is this the one? Give me a second. Right, I'm taking this from the Fury shot thing. Here we go. With some text left over. Right, so who's where? At 24, right? This is at 24. I know you could just write midnight, but I like 24. I think it sounds better. We got all the adults. Wait, first of all, look, gotta clear this one out. Select color. Here we go. Okay. So all the adults. Wait, let me just do this. I'm stupid. Here we go. We got every adult in there. Besides, good old Natsui and Cross. Right? Kinzo is dead. I'm gonna put Kinzo in a study because, like, you know, who cares? Here we go. Goda is in the guest room servant. Here we go. Those two, conveniently, are in the parlor room with Butler. For once. Natsui and Cross are out in the corridor with Genji. Kumasawa said she went to bed. Nenjo, I think, is in the guest room too. In the kids' room. No. So those guys are in the kids' room. Here we go. Here we go. I don't care if his face is like half written off. Actually, I do. I kind of do. Go. Okay. Shannon is also up there. I need to crop better. Here. Right here. So Kumasawa. Where the fuck is she? Where the fuck are you, Kumasawa? Now that's the real question. They said she went to bed. The knock sounded like one of the servants. Here we go. Okay, I'm gonna Fix this to some degree. Here we go. Make it pretty. Alright. So there's no need to include any of those, right? Because we know for certain this time around, there is no extra person, there is no wordplay. We are 100% confirmed. No bullshit here. All the people I have included in this shot are everyone on the island. Alright. Let's get rid of them. Yo. Perfect. Lowers the size a bit. A tiny bit. Yeah. So, apart from, I mean, Nanjo 2 is kind of like discounted. But like, Kumasawa of all people, everyone here is kind of locked in the manor, right? I also forgot the rat. Here we go. I don't know why people call us a rat, but I like calling her a rat. That's gonna be my thing now. I'm appropriating it. Here we go. So, where the fuck is she? I'm gonna add a... Here we go. Color it in pink. And add a... unknown knock. Here we go. Okay, let's keep reading. Eratka. True. From the very beginning, Genji had guessed, got cross so she would turn in for the night and left at a quick pace. She returned to her room and locked the door. There was nothing peculiar about that. And you show me a family! Always are like public roads. There's no special meaning in locking the door when you enter your own room. This is what she told herself. Then, I started what I've been waiting for. The telephone rang. Genji had properly transferred the call. Why is there no candle in that candlelight? She took a deep breath, readied herself, and picked up the receiver. Shimash. Again, it started with silence. She realized that the person on the other end was trying to irritate her and make her feel uncomfortable, and she got angry. Why are you silent? I'm hanging up. Hello, Battler VA? I would recognize that voice like anywhere. No, wait, that's different. That's a different person. Did I hang up, mother? What? I want to hear your voice a little longer. Yeah, okay. Give me a second. I just want to add to it quickly. The red truth. This isn't blue. This is blue. The red truth can change with time. If Erika would fall off a boat onto the island, someone else could do so too. Here we go. That would be much harder to imagine, considering how much the typhoon is howling right now, but again, that unpleasant voice. Are you trying to mock me? Tell me what you want! I want to play with you, mother. What? What are you talking about? I have no desire to play with you! You're tired from the family conference, right? Is that chronic headache of yours getting to be a pain? That's none of your business! Just the fact that he knew her headache was troubling her made a shiver run up her spine. You get headaches because your head is all stiff. The voice sounds like Battler, but it's not Battler. If you go straight to bed like that, you can expect to have good dreams. Haven't I told you that's none of your business? I'm hanging up. Matsui forcefully yelled that she was hanging up, but in actuality she couldn't. After all, being at the receiving end of a phone call was much better than the alternative. If she hung up violently, this person might then call someone else. Let's play a game to help you relax. I will not take up much of your time. I have no intention of playing with you. PS3 jump scare. Your name is Natsui, mother. It has a kanji for a season in it. Pretty nice name. Whatever. Just because your name is Natsui, it does not necessarily mean you like summer. Which season do you really like, mother? You think I'll tell you? If you do not, I will hang up. Is that right? It was clearly a threat. It meant that if she forced him to hang up the phone, anything might happen. Humiliated that she was forced to give in to a threat made by a man whose name she didn't even know. She gave him the answer he wanted. It's Sutton. Based! Why? Because it's an easy season to pass the time in. There's no other reason in particular. No, you're satisfied now? Yeah, I am satisfied. So it looks like your favorite season really is the same as mine. I got them too. Liar. You just made that up. Surely this man would have done the same thing no matter which season I said I liked. What is he after? What's so fun about making me uncomfortable like this? It's not nice to call someone a liar. I am not making it up. I already knew you liked Autumn, mother. There is even proof. Proof? Yeah. Is there a clock in your room, mother? Clock? Yes, there is. What's your point? There was a beautiful big antique clock with an intricate design. Cross had bought it for her as a birthday present long ago. 007 right now? I'm tired, so please get this farce over with quickly! I'm lifting the clock up. Why? You really do not know when to shut up. Stop resisting every single time I say something! Shut up and do what I say. The tone of the man's voice suddenly went low, turning into a threat. It made his displeasure clear. At first, this man seemed to have a calm way of speaking, but on the inside, that wasn't the case at all. If she enraged this man even a little more, it would surely show his true nature right away. Are you really that eager to make me hang up? Things are best when I talk on the phone with you. I could tell your husband and daughter about what happened 19 years ago anytime I want to. I don't know what you're talking about, but please don't get my husband and daughter involved. I'm listening to everything you say. And you just do as you're told. Once again, the man threatened her in a low voice, as though warning her not to interrupt again. My head was filled with the pain from my headache, the sound of my beating heart, and the roar of the sea. I can't disobey him anymore. As the man had ordered, I lifted up the antique clock. The box! It's the box! There lay what appeared to be a single plain card. Is it the warranty for the clock? Taking this, she took it and turned it over. We're gonna see it, right? Are you wide awake now? What? It's the photo. Why? Is this year? Well, it would please me if your day's gone down a bit. Tell me that you're happy, mother. What did you? Why? How? I want to hear you say you are happy, murderer. Or do you act like your normal neat freak mother? You make me want to move it. You want that to land on your husband? Do you want that to land on your husband and daughter as well? You don't, right? You want me to keep quiet, don't you? Okay, I'll keep quiet. Come on, aren't you happy? Aren't you? I'm happy. I'm happy. So please, stop. Don't work my husband and daughter into this. What is it you want? Money? How much? I do not want money. My wounds could not get healed with any amount of money. Where is the medicine? Oh, that's right. This kind of ointment. Thick, syrupy, and dripping blood. And that is my hatred. My resentment towards you. Slavering myself with that. It's the only way to hold back the pain. What? The fuck? Natsuki had never had anything so hateful said to her in her entire life. So she suspected many times that she must be having some sort of bad dream. However, this definitely wasn't a dream. It couldn't possibly be! On this island right now! Are you? I am! Did I not promise you? I said I would be at the family conference! It's impossible! There's no way you could have come during this typhoon! That would be no problem if I came before the typhoon reached here. And I'm pretty sure this guest called Erika or whatever arrived even during the typhoon. Our blood froze. Erika had supposedly been brought here by coincidence. If he knew that name, it would have to be very close by. What? Where? Are you? I will not appear in front of anyone until you introduce me. Do not worry. Oh yes, it is useless to try and search for me. Your mansion is huge, and you have no shortage of phones I could be calling from. Besides, I am sure you do not want to meet me, right? Or else? Do you want to expose me and introduce me to everyone? Introduce me to Jessica too. That I am her older brother by 1 year. That sounds like a battler laugh. Stop it! Stay away from Jessica! I guess I've scared you a bit too much. That is all from me for tonight. But do not forget, you cannot disobey me. Understand, mother? Yes. I'm going to hang up for the night, but I have an order that must be followed until tomorrow morning. What is it? You may no longer leave that room tonight, and you may not make a phone call to anywhere. If a phone call comes for you, you are not allowed to take it. You will turn the light off right now, get in bed and sleep. Then you will wake up at your ordinary time. It sure is nice to live a healthy life. I really am such a good son, working so hard for the sake of my mother's body. You understand? I got to sleep right now. I won't leave my room and I won't pick up the phone. So don't leave me with my husband and daughter. As long as you follow my orders, I will keep your secret, mother. Do not disobey me. I am already very close by to you. I can easily tell whether you have turned your lights off, or whether you are on the phone. If I wish to, I could even kiss your sleeping face. I'll keep it. I'll keep my promise. So stop it. Stop it. Stop it. She screamed. Natsuri took the card she had found under the clock and crushed it up into a little ball. It had a pattern on it like a tarot card, and also Kenji for autumn. Oh. True, good point, Armor Devil, but I don't know. I feel like Evil Battler could do this. Let's step back in time once again. Right now, it is the exact moment that the large clock in the hall announced 24. Wondering who the person who knocked twice was, the relatives in the dining hall stared at the door. Rudolph told them to come in, but there was no answer. Yeah, maybe it comes with 6 evil voice. Yeah, exactly, exactly. Until the end of that long tone marking the arrival of 24, which had come from the large clock in the hall shortly after the knock, but were unable to move in the slightest. If your hands are full and they can't open it? Maybe. Well, it's a bit creepy that they won't say the name.
開けますか。
Should I open it?
開けなさい。
Do so. Gotta nod it back, then slowly open the door. Lambda, could you please stop turning back time? I mean, I think they did worse, time-wise in episode 4? Episode 4, it kept jumping all over the place, right? It's like, so far, this isn't that confusing. Okay, who is it? What's that? It's one of Father's envelopes. Right behind the open door, on the floor of the hallway, lays the envelope.
廊下には誰もいません。
There's no one in the hallway.
これを置いて。
Perhaps they placed this here and left. The adults flew out into the corridor as well. They could find no trace of anyone who might have knocked on the door. Just about an hour ago, Kenan had come in to serve tea. At that time, everyone had seen that nothing lay in that spot. Someone came, knocked, left an envelope with the mark of the one-winged eagle on it, and left. Okay, so either they got the envelopes from Kinzo's study somehow, or there were stacks of it in the gold room that Butler found. Could it have been the master?
考えられない話じゃないわ。
Not
この
unthinkable.
屋敷で誰と呼ばれ
He
てい
was pretty
る
much the only person in this mansion who refused to answer when asked who he was.
ありえないわ。
That's not possible.
ならどう
If
して
that was the
お父様
case,
は堂々と
why wouldn't Faber come in here openly?
そうや。
That's right.
お父さん
But probably just barging here without knocking.
いきなり今
The doors and windows of this mansion are locked now, right? In that case, the only people who could have conceivably left the letter here are Cross, Natsui, and Genji. At this point, the mansion had been completely locked up. Okay. I mean just that it's completely locked. Come on! Here we go. Your four, the cousins in the guest house. Nanjo, Goda, Kumisawa, and Erika could not have come here. I mean, no, they could have. Furthermore, since Cross, Natsui, and Genji was only three who weren't in this room, one of those three had to have been the one who sent that letter down in the corridor. But it was very likely that Cross and the others had placed that letter there to make it seem like a message from Kinzo. I see! Yeah, we'll have something written on it that's supposedly in Father's name, saying that you won't accept Balor as your successor, or something of the sort. Ridiculous! Can't believe you tried to pull such a childish trick, Nissan.
別に俺は
Well, it's not like I give a damn about being the successor.
諦めろ
Give it up.
それがお前
That's just your fate.
とにかく
Anyway, why don't we read what's inside? Rudolph set the letter on the dining hall table and let everyone see the front and back to show that there were no tricks or hidden mechanisms. Almost like a magician does before performing his act.
この封筒は
Can we be sure this envelope is one of Father's?
封筒なの
I am 100% certain now, right? The whole bullshit that we saw at the start with Erika pointing at Natsui saying Natsui is guilty is Erika being wrong. Because whoever is a 6E evil voice man on the phone is pinning all the blame on Natsui. Or even if Natsui did do it, Natsui is being controlled by 6E evil man. That's gonna be his new name, 6E evil man. Yeah, no doubt about it.
間違いお父様が
Papa would like to use this kind of envelope for handwritten letters. What do you think, Shannon? Yes, to my eyes as well. It looks like the type of envelope that the master uses.
だからって
That doesn't mean Faber was the one who wrote it. It'd be pitifully easy for Nissan to snatch one of those from a drawer in Faber's study.
クラウス様とて
Even Cross would not be able to enter the study easily.
封筒を盗み出す
It might be out for him to steal an envelope.
開けてみようぜ
Let's try opening
そ
it.
れから考えて
We
も
can worry about all that later. Nice acting, Canon. Nice acting. Even now, you still think of that. Feels like there's something in it. I wonder what. Rodolphe opened the envelope a bit roughly. I've heard that sound effect. That's the stock sound effect for pulling paper. And a folded letter. And a glittering object fell out. That's the ring. I knew it. What was that sound? Huh? Wait a second. Isn't that ring? Ivan noticed it immediately and grabbed at it. This is Father's ring, isn't it? It's your ring! What in the... What, seriously?
間違いなく
Are you sure it's Father's? Could it be a replica? No, this is a real thing! I've always dreamed about wearing this ring on my finger someday. Even though Father wore it on his finger. I know more about it than anyone else.
誰よりもこの指輪これはお
This is Father's ring, no doubt about it. Why is it here?
じゃあ
Does that mean really was Father who wrote this letter?
こりゃ差し出し
The sender isn't Father? It's much more interesting than that.
じゃあ
Then who is the letter
誰
from?
からの手紙後ろ宮家
You show me a family alchemist
黄金の魔
from the Golden Witch,
ベア
Beatrice.
トリーチェ様からだぜ
Rudolph showed everyone the part of the letter where that was written. He really did say that. It's from Beatrice?
なんて書いてある
What's it say?
読むぞ
I'll read it.
Congratulations
Congratulations!
マトラ様が
Acknowledge that Battler Sama spectacularly solved the epitaph riddle and reached the Golden
黄
Land.
金は全て
All of the gold belongs to Battler. Furthermore,
後ろ宮家の新しき当主も
Battler is the new head of the Ishurmiya family.
その証と
That's
して
proof. I sent the head ring, which King also left in my
ど
charge.
うぞバトラ様
Battler,
指
I
輪を
beg that you take the ring, become the new master of the gold, and get the Ishurmiya family. I sincerely pray that you flourish as a new head. What the hell? I see. That just won't come out of his study. So Beatrice has acknowledged Battler directly. The more time passes, the more I'm starting to think that Kumasawa is behind everything. The more I'm starting to believe Kumasawa did it all.
バトラ君
Battler,
この指輪は
you take that ring. This is a special ring to be worn by the family head.
ベアトリーチェ
I don't know who this Beatrice is, but she's watched the whole thing and sent you this ring after acknowledging you as a true successor. Is that okay? It's such an important ring. Yeah, it's fine. You should wear it proudly on your finger. Even if Aniki and Natsui tell you to take it off, you'd better not do it. All his relatives, with creepy smiles on their faces, urge Battler to put the ring on his finger. I bet you read those letters again and there's gonna be like a billion fish puns you just haven't noticed. It looked like things would get pretty nasty if he refused, so Battler reluctantly decided to put it on his middle finger in his left hand. The ring was heavy and stiff. At that moment, Cross returned. Genjin came back as well shortly behind him. My apologies. It seems my wife is not at her best, so she's gone to bed early. Did something happen? You all seem incredibly flustered. Battler? Isn't that... Immediately, Genji keenly spotted that which Battler had just put on his finger. Your eyesight's pretty good, Genji! Looks like you know whose ring this is! What? What are you talking about? Judging by Cross's dubious expression, it seemed unlikely that he was the one who placed the letter there. Furthermore, that expression quickly changed into one of shock. That's right! You showed me a family head's ring! The family conference took up this new topic, and the storm came once again! Do we get the, 1 hour? 2 hours? 3. I mean, almost 3. Tips. Oh, they didn't give us a letter this time around. Huh. Okay. Yeah, I'm believing. This weather was supposed to continue all day tomorrow as well, which made me feel a bit depressed. Oh wait, given the time, I should say today, not tomorrow. But that doesn't really matter now. I'm sleepy. With half-asleep eyes, I opened my umbrella. The large drops of rain pounded mercilessly against it. Technically, the end of the family conference had been declared at 1 AM. I'm realizing something. I'm realizing something that's pissing me off. Like severely, right? If this is based on a real person, if this is based on Kurosawa, if this is based on Genji, then who is this based on, right? Who could be considered Gap out of all the servants? Would it be Shannon? It might be Shannon. Who is the Seven Sisters, right? And most importantly, who embodies the rabbits in all of the family? Who is the rabbits, right? Because it's clear every character represents a character in the spirit world. Is Nenjo the fucking rabbits? Is Nenjo's sister? Is he my wife all along? Wait, no. There's no way. There's no way that's true, right? But the more I think about it, the more it seems obvious. Because like Genji is Ronobe, right? Shannon is Gap. Kinzo is Goldsmith. Beatrice is some 19th person. Kumasawa is Vergilia. It's like every single demon character we've seen so far seems to be linked to another person on the island. And typically one who lies with Kinzo. So like, I'm guessing canon would be the stakes, right? And then who would be the rabbits? Sisters. The Shister sisters. Who would that be? Would that be Nenjo? I do believe it could be Nenjo. I do believe so. Bunny Girl Nenjo, yes, yes. I bet you that already exists. I bet you there's already drawing of Nenjo as a bunny girl. And if there's not, I need to see them. I will commission someone to do so. With the Chister suits. That would be great. Technically, the end of the family conference had been declared at 1 AM. But external scuffles kept continuing sluggishly. I would do an edit. I would do an edit right now of Nenjo's head on top of the bunny girls, right? But you don't have access to them here. You're not allowed access to them. So, awkward sauce. Nenjo with bunny girl outfit sounds like amazing. I need to see that. I really need to see that. Especially due to his lethal waist. Listen! Some people really like hips. Give me a second. Here we go. I'm really jealous of Aunt Rosa, who managed to sleep out of here at that time. I think Beatrice is based. I don't. That outtake sucks. It is definitely hot because it sucks, right? Like, if I said, water is wet, right? That would be a hot take. because it's wrong. It's not because it's the garbage fire. You know, you said it much better than I ever did. I wanted to, like, find a good sentence, but you fucking nailed it. God damn it! Ah, I wish I nailed it first. It's so over. I'm really jealous of Rosa, who managed to sleep out of there at the time. She cleverly got away by saying that she'd check on Maria, who might have been staying up too late. That caught me, ruining my chances to escape. Beat you at your own sentence. Beat me at my own game. It's so over. That caught me, ruining my chance to escape, and they made me stick around until now, 3 AM. So, what have they decided on after all this time? Nothing at all. They just kept on arguing about who said what, like elementary school kids. I'm sure they're tired too. That's probably why they keep dragging on with the same pointless questions. I no longer feel any shock or anger towards them. I guess drowsiness is the best painkiller. I left him behind and finally returned to the guest house. You know you could excuse Rosa? I wanted to find a funny bit, like a funny reason to excuse her. But besides saying, oh, she's hot, which isn't true, she's not hot. I don't see anything funny I could say. There's no real way to forgive Rosa. Fuck that. Fuck that girl. Fuck that woman. Fuck that person. Fuck her. Fuck you, Rosa. The first floor lounge was lit. Could even hear people chatting inside. Apparently, some people were still awake even this late. Despite the late hour, Gura and Nenjo were still up and chatting. Plates and cups were lined up on the counter. And it looked almost like a bar with Gura as the bartender. When they noticed that I returned, they seemed to finally realize how late it was. When Gura made to top off Dr. Nenjo's glass, the latter declined with an exaggerated gesture. That's enough, that's enough. It's already too late to be up. Look how late it's gotten. You were such a good person to chat with, I hardly noticed. If so, it's all thanks to your liquor. We'll have to do this again sometime. Yes, gladly. I don't know why. I saw this image. Give me a second. I need to pull it up on screen because it's a very, very important one. Okay. I need to download it. Here. So I saw this image, right? You can see it at the top left, right here. Which, you know, it's Team Yaoi, but I'm starting to think that would have been so much better if, like, it was Gura and Nenjo, right? Gura and Nenjo seems like a ship made in heaven. These two have so much chemistry. It just feels like these guys... That's a boy. Yeah, true. It would be the type to do that. Nenjo is Kinzo fans, don't be happy about this. I used to be one of them, but like, listen. Kinzo's dead. A grieving widow needs to move on with her life. If anything, that makes for a better yaoi story, right? Like, Nenjo loses his love forever. We never admitted his love to him. And in a drunken haze, meets Gura, the man he ignored for so long. And after chatting up around a bar, a few drinks together, they look at each other longingly in the eyes. And right as they're about to kiss, Butler arrives from behind. Embarrassed, they blush heavily, straighten their clothes, and declare it's too late to continue drinking. Yeah. Something like this, right? That would be peak yaoi. And you can't tell me otherwise. That would be absolutely peak. It reminds me of this. Okay. I gotta show this tweet. I gotta show this tweet because it's way too fucking good. Give me a second. It's fucking Tony Zaret, so obviously it's peak, but I need to find it. Shit. Yeah, Tony Zaret made a video, right, of okay, well, never mind. I'm not gonna find it in time. I'll just move on. Ah, fuck. Here we go, found it. Never mind, I found it. Okay, let me post it, let me show it. Let me bring it up on screen. Because it's one of my favorite videos of like fucking always. No, never mind, it's 1 minute 36. Look it up right now. I'm sending it in chat. Watch it. This is like primordial importance. This is absolutely necessary to watch. Because it is so good. Alright. Let's continue. Okay. The discussion with Cross and the others still continuing. The way things were going, looks like we might plod on until dawn. I was looking close to like outside the window. Wait. Okay, this is a bit of a tangent, but this feels pretty important. What the fuck kind of alcohol bottle is that? What kind of fucked up alcohol is this? Seriously, who the fuck drinks this? This is... This is so fucked up. And this is the first time I noticed this very weird elongated bottles. I doubt those are real bottles, I will say. It's like the Tabasco sauce from episode 4. That one also perplexed me. Okay. I spoke carelessly, with a big yawn. You have quite a lot of stamina. I'm surprised. Oh. So you're here too? Well, one thing and another, they ended up having a small night party here. And they let me join in. Don't worry, I haven't said a word about that. Erika could be seen on the sofa. She had taken her shoes off and was lounging around as though she owned the place. Erika is very knowledgeable on a variety of subjects. I enjoyed listening to her immensely. Your knowledge surely is extensive. God damn it, my fucking yaoi ruined by Erika. I hate her. Learn what blowballs are. Now you know. Now you know. God. You ruined my fucking yaoi. Yaoi. I hate Erika. I hate Erika. I hate you. Very impressive for one so young. You're very welcome. I, Perudo Erika. It's her catchphrase. You know quite a bit about trifles such as this. Erika grabbed the corner of her skirt and posed. This was somewhat less than graceful considering that she was lounging on the sofa with her feet up. I'm trying to imagine it, it's a bit tough. But I can't imagine anything, so I managed. Where's Aunt Rosa? She returned at 1 AM, but she went straight upstairs to sleep. That's probably true. But taking part in that conference for so long. I feel like flopping down in bed right away myself. I bet it. I'm tired enough that I might flop over right here. Well then, let's call it a night. Don't you have to get up early tomorrow morning to make breakfast, Goda? Preparations for breakfast have already been made. You'll be most pleased if you look forward to it. In Goda's eyes, the family conference is an open stage on which to display his culinary skills. Maybe this invigorates him so much that he doesn't even get sleepy. I mean, yeah, for him it's like the opportunity of a lifetime, so like... He is showing the fuck off right now. Erika stood up, laughing at how youthful Goda was. Youthful. It became a sign that it was time to disperse. I will clean up here. Please go and sleep, everyone. Leaving the cleanup to Goda, I went to the bathroom and then climbed the stairs to the second floor. Good night, everyone. These old bones have stayed up a little too late. Good night, Dr. Nanja. Good night, Butler. Yeah. Good night. Then, in the second floor hallway, we split it up. Dr. Nanja went to his own room. Erika went to her room. And I returned to the cousin room. I couldn't hear any sounds of playing coming from her room, so the only person so far that is completely unaccounted for is Kumasawa. We have not seen a single air of Kumasawa. We have seen every single other character. Every single other character. Except Kumasawa. We didn't hear any sounds of playing coming from our room. Could they have fallen asleep already? No surprise at this time of night. If they were still playing, we would have been staying up way too late. When I opened the door quietly, as expected, the room was already pitch black except for a small night light. Everyone was already sleeping in their bed. I'm sure they all had a great time and played a ton. And they probably talked about youthful things and enjoyed staying up late. If only I hadn't found the gold, I would have enjoyed my time with them. I'm already tired. So tired. Forgetting even to change my clothes or brush my teeth, I crawled into bed. And immediately began to descend to the marshes of sleep. And he didn't take his ring off. Insane. Today's been so insane. I wonder if that old bastard is still in that family conference now. Or does he not get tired? Come to think of it. What was it that old bastard said when we parted company? Tomorrow, there's something important I want to talk about as a family. It's about you. This I am absolutely fucking saving. Lowering the size, but like a lot. Here we go. I fucked up the sizing. Here we go. Here we go. Where do I put this? Yeah, right here. Right here. Here we go. Here's more stuff about being the successor. I don't even want to hear about it. If I tell you about this, I'll probably be killed. I'll kill you whenever you want, you old bastard. And then, what was it he said next? What? For some reason I think it bugged. I'm gonna copy paste it. Here we go. Thank God it didn't save over it. Or was a fang? So wait, I'm gonna put right here. There we go. No. Ah. There we go. Give me a second. Set it up. Okay, what next? What's the next line? What was it he said next?
お前の
It's about your birth.
生まれについての話で
I knew it! Obviously, like everyone else, if you didn't know that's what he was gonna bring up, you may be a bit dumb. Let's be honest. Be killed? What do you mean be killed? What are you talking about? Huh? Okay, give me a second, I need to fix the mistake I made. Probably just something about the noble Shamian lineage. Not interested. Just let me sleep. And then he dies. Because obviously... I can't wait for Butler to get his cool cape. I keep seeing Butler with a cool cape. I want to see his cool cape already. It's like everywhere. Show me Butler's cool cape. The sound of crashing waves. The sound of the tide surging. The noise of the sea breeze. Whenever my headache torments me, these are the sounds that fill my head. Unable to bear a successor. I was in a very difficult position with regards to the Ushiromiya family. Whenever I heard of a drug or instance that could make you achieve pregnancy, I tried it, but nothing had any effect. Until I was blessed with Jessica 18 years ago. I was ashamed to even call myself a wife. Children are created by the efforts of two people and the whims of heaven. It's not fair to place the blame all on yourself. Still don't know what caused my inability to become pregnant. I even went to see noted physicians. I underwent humiliating examinations. I was always just told that I didn't understand the reason. Even though quite some time has passed since your marriage, you still couldn't bear a child. I see. It's only natural that Eva, who secretly aspired to become a successor, would start getting ideas. Eva tried to convince Favre that I was a failure as a successor's wife. There was a time when Kinzo was also very disappointed by my husband's repeated business failures. On the other end, Eva's husband Hideyoshi's business was growing well, completely the opposite of my husband's. He was the only person who could bring Favre good news. So perhaps Favre couldn't be blamed if he decided to lend an ear to Eva's words, or even accept them completely. It was all my fault, because I couldn't bear a child. You are sinless. Aren't babies of this country carried here by storks? If anyone is to be judged, blame the stork. That's a different mythology. Beatrice. Dude, is it in Japan that they're born from storks? I know in France it's like from cabbage. There's something about cabbage that I remember being told as a kid. But like boys come from cabbage and girls come from another vegetable or something. Yeah. Like you grow cabbage and there's a baby inside. It makes about as much sense as saying a fucking stork carried a child. Let's be straight up. It makes as much sense as saying a stork came and brought a child. Thank you. However, even though you were still in good health, then the head that was already well past his prime. It's not hard to imagine that he wanted to see his grandchildren's faces as soon as possible. Who cares? If he wanted a grandchild, he could have just done what he wanted with that appalling amount of money he had. This is Kinzo! The man who always bragged about how money could create anything. If he wanted to create a child, if he wanted a grandchild, why couldn't he just manage something with that money he was so proud of? Yes, that's right. The head gave up on me when I couldn't bear a child, and did just that. The head gave to many charities, thinking it the duty of anyone in possession of so much money. One among these, an orphanage, known as a fucking house, had been given especially large donations, possibly because he had old ties with that place. 11! 11 letters! 11 letters! Wait! What was it they said about everything? You have to like... The 6 chosen as a key. So what is the key? Right? The straw that the 2 will tell you of. Do we have to look up what Fukuin House is on Google Maps? But this is like the prime location. I guess. I'm just gonna write it. But I'll think about this on my own. I'll try and do so. Riddle. Fukuin house. And I assume an important thing, right, with all this is the fact that like every servant he got from the fucking house had the ON suffix appended to their names, right? Shannon, Cannon, and description straight up saying so. Multiple with the on in their name. So I doubt the Shannon. I doubt it's like the first part that's important. I really think it's just the on that matters as a character. Look at all the incubators in the vegetable department. Yeah, that's where you get the babies. If you want one. That's what she should have done. Wait, give me a second. Right, yeah, I looked it up. So, in most of Western society, to some degree, they talk about stork, right? But the stork stuff comes from Germany, and the cabbage is from France. And like, the cabbage stuff kind of like it didn't get overwritten, but when you look in France as to like who believes in the cabbage and who talks about the stork, it tells you which part of France it belonged to. And the cabbage is something that's in common with France, Italy, and a part of like Eastern Europe. Here, let me... This is on the Wikipedia page, by the way, of conception myths. This is the postal card from France in around the 1900s. So I wasn't lying about this. If you want a kid, just go get some cabbage. That's where you'll find one. And that's what we didn't understand, right? She was talking about storks, but clearly they come from cabbage. It's because apparently cabbage is like a symbol of fertility back then, like they say. All right. Oh, that's a postcard, right? There's a stamp at the top left. That's the stamp right here. République Française, 10 centimes par la poste, with a stamp on it. And that's the postal card. That baby's face fucking terrifies me right here. This one right here. That's a terrifying fucking baby. Jesus. Give me a second. I need to add this as a chart. This is something that needs to be added. I'm realizing this only now. Where do I add this? I don't know where. I guess below here. I guess. Here we go. Is this like big enough, or do I need to make it higher? Like, can you actually see what's going on? Here we go. Give it some cabbage nursery. He is in dire need of them, clearly. Okay. Did give too many charities? The fucking house. Ah, it's a fucking house! Furniture came from that place quite often. We provide on-the-job training and preparation for life as a working adult. I don't remember shit about Avatar, Mac. Sorry. The Ed employed fucking ass children with exceptional grades as servants. All of the servants in the mansion with on in their names. Just Shannon, Gannon, Lunan, Manon, and Leon came from here. Fuck. Fuck. Those names, those extra names, I bet they will be important one day. Lunan, Manon, Leon. Here. I bet you that's the Shista Sisters. I know that's not all you write it, but I don't care. I bet you that's them. Alright. There were quite a lot of them, weren't there? Almost quit after just a few years. That's probably because a few that's probably because a few years of wage from working here would earn them more than enough to live on their own. Experience as a servant for the Ushirmiya family would be a wonderful thing to add to their resume. I'm sure it was the ambition that we would gain from this for themselves, that spread their wings in society. I see. So an adopted child. Father, what did you just say? Accept this baby as my grandchild. Oh, there. Apparently, he's a baby that Kumasawa was trying to soothe. Didn't quite like the study air at all. It kept on crying, upset. My apologies, father. What is it you just? I accept this baby as my grandchild, and raise it to be the one who succeeds Cross. In other words, you want me to raise this baby as me and my husband's own child? That's right. It's clear now that you cannot bear children. There must be some sort of defect in your body. There. Oh, there. So she couldn't hear our discussion in the slightest. Kumasawa kept on trying to cuddle the baby. It's made it cry even louder. What nonsense. If all responsibility of giving birth to children rested with the women, there would be no need for men in this world. You said it! You go, girl! Yes, queen, as they say. I've never forgotten the bitter pain I felt that day. It's not as though I didn't want the child. I mean, she's right. She's right. However, no matter how much I prayed, I couldn't get pregnant. Thinking that something had to do with my body might be the cause. I went to see several famous doctors. And so, no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't become pregnant. And in the end, this was the result. I see. So that's the guy. Alright. The baby had been picked up by the fucking house just recently. Of course, you couldn't help but feel compassion for this child, who was so young and had already lost its parents' affections. However, it brought me nothing but pain and sadness. It would have been another story if I had suffered to bear this child. But why should I be forced to hold this baby, who not only shared none of my blood, but who was not related to my husband in the slightest either? I don't hate, father. If anything, I hate in my own body. Yeah, that child can't be Battler. Because Battler has Rudolph's blood, if I'm not wrong. I detested it. Actually detested my own body for being unable to bear a child. So I prayed. I prayed to both angels and demons. What if it is? I mean... that would be very fucked up if it was. Because, like, Red Truth confirmed that he has... Oops. Red Truth confirmed that he has Rudolph blood in his body. So if that baby is not from... you know, if that baby is Battler, first of all, he is somehow 1 year older than, like, what everybody knows, what everyone knows. I mean, Rudolph clearly knows. Rudolph clearly knows that that there's something fucky about Battler, right? But, like, what do you mean threat of death? Why would he be killed for this? Who has a fucking sniper pointing on his head? I don't get it. I don't get it. There's so many fucking things that don't add up in this stupid short-ass story. They keep trying to hammer the point that it's only, like, Ushirmiya business, and then they talk about fucking Rudolph being under the threat of death for revealing who Battler is. Yet they tell us. No, that doesn't make sense. Because Battler has Rudolph's blood in his vein. Poor Natsui, yeah, I agree. That sucks, but like, it doesn't make sense. No, none of this fucking makes sense. It's pissing me off. This entire story. Give me a second. Give me a second. I should have episode 4 somewhere. I'm trying to find it. I'm sorry, I need to check it because this is pissing me off. I think I remember them saying that or not them, but Enge dismissing everything, saying that Battler has Rudolph's blood in his veins, therefore he is qualified. He said something like this. So I'm not finding it. I'm not finding it. It's pissing me off. Where the fuck is it? The child could be Rudolph and some mistress son. That needs to be a secret. Yes, but that still makes no sense. Hi, small blue gem. Welcome. But like, okay, so here's the thing, right? First of all, I need to make sure that the blood. I'm certain that there is some shit about the blood being, you know, Rudolph's blood, so therefore Battler is certified. So I'm gonna find out later, but starting from this assumption, right, that it is indeed Rudolph's blood. The problem is, if you look at all the different options, right, you start with a baby. Random baby linked to Rudolph. There's a couple options as to where it could come from, right? It could come from a mistress, as you said, right? It could be a mistress doing this. It could be Asumu or Kiri, right? It could be fucking random baby. Or, no. Yeah, no, so, like, according to those two, I think, like, there's a problem with this, right? What would be his reason to get rid of them? There was a competition between the two, right? There was a competition between the two. With Asumu and Kiri. They were fighting to get pregnant first. To secure a marriage with Rudolph. Right? So neither of them would want to get rid of the baby. Right? Then you follow this with the mistress. If you take the mistress... I mean, Rudolph is known to sleep around. But... But clearly he doesn't care. He doesn't really care, he doesn't really care to hide it. Right? He doesn't care to hide who the fuck that is. In fact, the very simple fact that it's known that he was fucking both Asumu and Kiri at the same time. And he's like, yeah, I'm such a player. I guess I'm just that cool. Proves he doesn't give a shit. He would not act. If he had like a third mistress, it would be like, yeah, I got a third mistress. I'm just that cool. Right? So, in whichever way, if it's Rudolph's blood, either this baby is not Battler, or Rudolph was forced to give up the baby. Rudolph and the Mover were forced to give up baby Battler to Natsui, right? The problem with this, right? The problem with going about this is if you go down this route, that's why I was saying that it's fucked up if it's the case. Because that would mean that either like Kinzo forced Rudolph to make a child specifically for Natsui to take. But like if he was going to do something like that, right? You could just assume he would say, hey, I'm paying you guys a fucking billion tons of gold to fuck each other, so that way you give me a child. You give me a successor. Right? Russo just say we'll be killed. Yes, but like, who the fuck would kill him? That's the problem. I don't understand. Who would kill him after this? The problem is with all this shit that no, I don't agree. I simply don't think it's Rudolph's child. I don't think this is Battler. No matter what you say. This is a different baby that comes from the fucking house, as has been like brought up, unless Kinzo is hiding that is from a different house, I guess, which is completely possible. But whoever it is, like, there's so many inconsistencies. It just makes it weird. Clearly, there's some bullshit about Asumu being forced to take a child that she did not have, right? But the problem with this is that I don't know, one, who would be a surrogate mom that would be willing to give up a baby like this. Two, even if that person exists, why Rudolph would not admit to it, and why the person would want to hide it, like the mistress would want to hide it. Three, I mean, I guess we'll see, like, what she does with the baby now that she has, like, Jessica on her own. I guess they're gonna bring that up, right? They're gonna give the baby away to, I guess, Asumu. Maybe. But even if that's the case, maybe if that's the baby they gave to Asumu, then Rudolph would have to, like, actively pretend that Battler is 1 year older, 1 year younger than he actually is, which is a bit tough. Because a 3-month-old baby and a 15-month-old baby are very different. To say the least. We're not talking about, like, 10 to 11. No, there's so many problems with this. There's so many problems with assuming that's Battler. It's not as clear-cut as this. There's some weird, very weird, I'm not saying that there isn't. There is definitely very weird baby fuckery in terms of, like, Who's the baby? Who owns the baby? Who got the baby? Who fucked who first? Whatever. There is some very fucked up shit going on. But I don't think that at any point it's as clear cut as saying that specific baby that we're just discovering right now is Battler and that's it. There's gonna be some more fucked up shit going on. So, I missed some lines because I accidentally pressed control, but I don't like favor. If anything, I hated my own body. I detested it. I truly detested my own body for being unable to bear a child. So I prayed to both angels and demons. My wishes were granted by both. What did you pray to, angels? I prayed for a miracle in my body. There was something wrong with my body. I could accept that. That case, I wanted to overcome that defect and somehow be granted the miracle of being given my husband's child. That wish was granted. The next year you gave birth to Jessica. And for what did you pray to demons? I couldn't stand it. I couldn't stand it. I hated my body. So I hated this baby. Because it made my failure so apparent. What did you wish for? For the first time, I prayed and made wishes to demons. I wish that this baby would just disappear. Of course, that wish was also granted by demons. On that day, I left the baby with an older servant and went to think about the future in the rose garden. No, that's a lie. I didn't want to think about anything. The baby's cries were annoying, so I ordered the servants to take the baby to a place where I couldn't hear. By a place where I couldn't hear, I meant somewhere far away. Yes, I wish for it. I wish for the servant to take the baby far away and never return. I mean, she didn't ask the servant to kill the baby. If I was a servant and I heard this, I don't know if I would comply, but if I did comply, I would just put the baby in the fucking adoption house, like, on the other side of the country. I see. So a passing demon heard your wish, Natsui. And then, what happened next? After that, there was a bizarre accident. Even if that is Battler, alright? Even if that is Battler, how could he find out was the question I was going to ask, and then I remembered that he spent like 9 years in his grandparents' home. Grandparents who were close relatives to Asumu, who could directly tell Battler, hey, Asumu did not have you, you were adopted. So that point is moot. Never mind. If that was the case, the parents would just tell him. After like 9 years living together, they would just tell Battler. There was a bizarre accident that could only have been granted me by a demon. The woodland path from the rose garden to the arbor is probably well suited for a comfortable walk. It must surely feel good to occasionally leave the path and walk through a grove of trees, depending on your mood. However, wouldn't that path be fairly odd to travel on when taking a walk with a baby in your arms? There was a cliff on the other side. It was about 10 meters tall, I think. It was rocky below. There was also a fence there. Does it seem at all likely that the servant went to the trouble of walking there holding a baby, then leaned against the fence? The only conceivable explanation is that she was lured there by the beckoning of a demon. She was lured there, wasn't she? Wait, what? Was lured there by a demon who heard your wish. The servant to the baby. I died. I fell from the cliff down to the rock below. No, but I died because I wished it. Yes, this is. What the fuck? So, am I getting this right? Natsui tells the servant, hey, take this baby away. The servant goes, okay, walks into the forest, goes to a cliff, then jumps off the cliff with the baby? And then will fucking die? What do you mean? Huh? So Natsui gave a baby to a servant, told them to take it far away. They went to the cliff and killed themselves with the baby. That makes no sense. Yes, small blue gem. You don't need to backseat. Like, it's fine. I know that is what Natsui believes. I'm not reading this literally and 100% believing it. You don't have to like spell it out. Do not worry. It's fine. It isn't your fault. There's no need to think about it any further. But it happened because I wished it. No, that's wrong. Even if you wish for something, whether it comes true or not is decided by the whims of gods, demons, or witches. You are sinless. Humans are sinless. You can even say that they killed them. No, it did kill them. I saw your mourning and felt pity, so I lured the servant with the baby to the cliff and guided them down it. Wasn't it just an unfortunate accident? If you can't accept it as an accident, blame it on us. That's why demons exist. That's right. We're here for your sake. It's not like you killed them. We killed them. So you are sinless. Please don't blame yourself, Natsui. Is that true? Am I truly sinless? Yeah, you are! Young one who claims revenge for the events of 19 years ago. If you're going to curse someone, curse me. Whatever. Witches have a pattern on curses. Let me take on this fight you're trying to pick with Natsui. I am the Ushomiya family alchemist, Beatrice the Golden. If anyone picks a fight with the master I serve, I will fight in my master's stead. Revenge for 19 years ago, you say? I'll show you that such is hardly a blink of an eye for a witch who's lived 1,000 years. So you ate Natsui for wishing her death 19 years ago? Let me make you remember just who it was that lured you off that cliff. As a middle-aged female servant cuddles a sobbing baby. She walked on a small path through the trees. Natsui told her the baby was too loud, so she had tried to get as far from the rose garden as she could. She was completely unaware as to why she'd gone out of her way to head in this direction. However, the sobbing baby suddenly stopped crying. Something was reflected in its eye, but the servant couldn't tell what. However, thinking that the baby had stopped because it had taken an interest in something, she headed in the direction of the baby's gaze. The baby had seen a cloud of gold butterflies disappearing off into the trees, and on the other side of the trees, the servant could see a woman. Who? She didn't recognize this person, but it didn't look like anyone who was supposed to be here. The baby stopped crying and stared in that direction. Then the servant's legs started to automatically carry her that way. Come this way, woman! Bring that cursed baby with you! Ah, the woman couldn't disobey. She was completely overwhelmed by Beetle's gold glowing eyes. She walked lightly, as though through a dream world. At some point, the scenery surrounding her had changed, but she did not notice. She could not notice. But there should have been a Rokonjima at some point. It had become the garden of a mansion she had never seen before. It was a garden she had never set her eyes on, even grander than the great rose garden of the Ushomiya family, a garden of gold roses. There stood an arbor, and a woman wearing an elegant dress, beckoning to her. There was a man who looked like a butler, and the tea he poured with a beautiful gesture had a very nice and enticing smell. It was as though they were telling her to join their tea party. She couldn't disobey. She had to go to the master of this golden rose garden, and give this child as an offering. Forgive me, woman, curse your bad luck for being entranced by a witch and surrounded by these gold roses, which you would never be able to enjoy in this world. Leap. Gap. Yes, understood. When Gap snapped her fingers, a pitch black hole opened at the woman's feet, which was swallowed up along with the baby. The scene of the moment that followed must have burned itself into the eyes of the woman and the baby. The two floated in the air and looked down at the gold rose garden spread out below them. I was checking if like the pattern of the edges looked like anything important, but it doesn't seem so. Look down, the gold rose garden spread out below them. Below their feet was not the earth, but the golden rose garden that stretched as far as the eye could see, without any gaps. If one could have seen this scene imprinted in their minds as their last memory, it would be such a merciful way to die. Then, the woman and the baby were swallowed up by the golden sea. The funk was remarkably plain, or remarkably quiet for his son that stole away 2 lives. However, it made for a perfectly suitable show of the tea party of witches. With the woman and the baby at the center, the rose garden was slowly swallowed up by darkness. The sound of the wind grew stronger bit by bit. Is that TV static? What is that noise? It was the roar of the sea. The two who had fallen into the thicket of golden roses from that great height and died were gradually wrapped up in the roar of the sea, wrapped up in the scenery of the beach below the cliff. I guarantee it, you are completely sinless! I'll accept this revenge from 19 years ago. When I spotted the two of them on the rocks below, I went pale. I mean, there's like 3 obvious things, right? There's 3 obvious solutions to this. 1. The servants just fucking did that, right? The servant just went there and dropped off for no particular reason. 2. A woman truly called Beatrice actually did that, right? There was a woman called Beatrice who pretended to be Beatrice, and we decided to do that. Lure them there and then like kill them. And 3, Nesui did it, and after doing it, reframed it in her mind to be because of like Beatrice. Clearly, if there's like one fucking magic power that exists in this world, if there's one magic power that exists, it's the power of gaslighting, which is also a power that exists IRL. Just like gaslighting themselves so well that they somehow believe some dumbass bullshit like this. Just change their memories to whatever makes them more comfortable. They took them to hospital in the boat as soon as possible, but from that height, it was a miracle that they had even avoided an instant death. Both the servant and the baby died. In less than 3 days from the time Father had entrusted me with the baby, I had killed it. My husband had been on a business trip. Rosa was still lived on the island at the time. I'd been traveling with her friends. Father and I were the only ones on Workinjima. I mean, no, the servants were there too. Before anyone except Father and I really knew anything, the baby had appeared out of nowhere and then disappeared again. Let me adjust it. And only... and Kinzo know of this child. No, not now. More people could. Here we go. That's right. It was a dream, a nightmare. I was sure that father would blame me. However, he seemed somewhat strange. Give me a second. I saw this coming. I knew this would happen. How long will you struggle? How long will it be before you're mine? What does that mean? I have no interest in an empty cage. Throw it away. When Trevor learned of the accidental death, he kept on laughing and laughing, as though there could be no greater pleasure. Enough that just listening to it gave me a creepy feeling. Perhaps something had come loose in his mind. Perhaps. Perhaps, you say? From that day onwards, Trevor shut himself up inside the world of the occult even more than he ever had before. When her husband came back, he was surprised to see that Faber was even more bizarre than he had been before. However, he had already accepted that this would happen sooner or later. Of course, my husband had heard about the baby. However, he told me that it was surely some whim of Faber's and to forget it. So I forgot it. It was an unfortunate accident. No, there wasn't an accident at all. I forgot everything, even that the baby had existed in the first place. After all, it was a twisted nightmare that lasted not even 3 days. That's right, it was all a nightmare. I don't want to remember. The cliff, the broken fence, the roar of the sea, and the cry of the baby. Yeah, so like, even no matter what, it would have to be some pretty convoluted family tree, right? Where like, even if Rudolph gave the baby knowing this, when the baby fucking dies, then Asumu gets the baby from an orphanage or something, claims it as her own, somehow claims it as her own. Rudolph does not recognize that this is the same baby he gave to Kinzo, and then that becomes better. It would make no sense. It would be... It's not that it would make no sense. I definitely see a way that I could write a family line, or at least a timeline of events that would lead to Butler being that baby. But it is so incredibly convoluted that I don't think that's true. I think there's gotta be a simpler answer somewhere. Of course not. I killed that baby. It no longer exists in this world. However, there is no red truth in the human world. Nothing can be trusted there. That's right. Bito definitely killed that baby. However, you might find out it's alive in the world of humans. Whether it's really alive or not, right? But you mean to say that it actually survived after falling to the rocks from that height? I don't know, but calm down. No matter how much this person hates you, it was an accident. That's the truth. If he does hate you, his hatred is completely unjustified. But, even if I didn't lay a finger on him, inside my heart, calm down. No matter who's a man from 19 years ago hates or what yells at you. There's no way the sin is after actually occurred. So calm down. Why don't I welcome the man from 19 years ago as my guest? Just when the riddle was solved and I thought my job was finished, I've got to entertain this final guest of mine. It begins to grow more interesting. Not only are you protecting Lord Goldsmith's secret, but you also have a 19th guest, as well as a man from 19 years ago. True. Since we claim that Kinzo is alive, Erika is a 90th person. And besides that 90th person, we also have a man from 19 years ago? Oh, interesting. I'm getting all fired up. We have no lack of opponents, and I was just lamenting the fact that I had but one guest at my tea party. Come, you fools. Third Erika is Lady Berncastle's piece. In that case, whose piece is the man from 19 years ago? Lambda Delta? Clearly. The voice faintly seeping from the other end of the line was Natsui's. I understand. I'll go to sleep right now. I won't leave my room and I won't pick up the phone. I'll close that way to the end of the chapter. I think I'm gonna stop there once the chapter ends. So don't leave with my husband and daughter. Even this begging scream, which would shake the heart of any listener, could be listened to with a cold roughlessness through the end of the receiver. As long as you follow my orders, I will keep you secret, mother. Do not disobey me. I'm already very close by to you. I can easily tell whether you have turned your lights off or whether you're on the phone. Right, you already read this. Keep my promise. Okay. The freezer was slammed down. You knew very well that the way you hang up a phone can leave a nasty aftertaste for the other side. Okay, good night, Mother. And there you have it. No, Natsui won't come out of her room tonight. That's pretty handy. You can change your voice. You go. Anyone can change their voice. A sweet voice when coaxing Papa. A sick-sounding voice when taking the day off cool. An apologetic voice when turning down a friend that you actually hate. If you want, I can do any kind of voice at all. Got it? Stop being a witch and become a voice actress. So are all the pieces set up on both sides now? Puerto Erica! What a wonderful piece. It's a much more suitable piece for you than Ange was, Vern. Your praise honors me, Lady Lambda Delta. The pleasure is mine. She really is wonderful. Truly cute. I'd like to make her surrender to the illusion of the witch and see her face twist in humiliation. Humiliation? You hear that? Don't embarrass me, okay? Prove yourself to be a much more useful piece than Ange was. Yes, leave it to me, Lady Bencastle, my master. I'm nothing like that gloomy, dull-witted, totally uncute piece. Giggle, giggle, giggle. He's right. That Ange didn't do anything useful except get turned into meat chunks to egg batter on. I have absolutely no interest in family love or sibling love. The game we want to see is more gruesome and sticky. I fucking hate you, Lambda Delta. A grotesque and pop murder case. That is a new Burncastle sprite. That's a new one. I don't recognize this sprite. If Natsui is a king, then I wonder if that makes Vito the queen. Here you go. The pack of witches and furniture guarding Natsui is less like a set of chess pieces and more like bowling pins, right? Natsui and Vito, Kinzo and illusions of the worthless furniture. Put the thing us a bit, will ya? Especially you, Vito. We're already bored of you. This Legend of the Witch murder games of yours is over already. Your time is over and done with. This game board already belongs to Bird and me. It will suit you to be reduced to one of our pieces and toyed with for all eternity. What the fuck is that face? Oh fuck! I was trying to like print screen. No! I didn't get to save it. No! I'm guessing it's too far, right? To jump back in. Yeah, it's 2 hours. Wait. I want to try. I need that face. I need that face. Column 3. I need the column 3. How long will it take? I'm just all in control. Probably gonna take like 30 seconds. Yeah, we're already here. After this, we go back to the letter. Yeah, it is. It really is. But I mean, on the other end, it's not like there's multiple choices. So at least, you know, it goes fast, but it does stop when there's cutscenes. Come on, here we go. 3 AM. Gonna go back. The yaoi romance. Okay, next step. Now we start discussing this.
その
Yeah, sometimes I agree. True.
思い出さ
You make a good point.
はい了解崖しかし
打ち捨て
Okay, and then she's gonna go cool. Now,
怖いくらい誰だって変えられるわよ。
right. We're right before it.
変じゃなんこちらまわたかが
夏日よ
She's gonna make the she's gonna make the face. She's gonna make the face.
あんたもこのあんたなんて
Ah, that's such a fucking wonderful face. Oh, that was so worth it. Wait, let me try something. I need to separate it. You tried. Could you? I don't think you can. Ah. I had a good bit planned, but it doesn't work. Oh well. But still, the face still belongs. Yeah, true. Yeah, you have a good point with the arrow. But that looks more like a dick, actually, Mac. I do want to point out. You drew a dick there. Anyways, it's not time yet for no wait for wrong one. Where is it? Yeah, for this. It's not time yet, but I'm keeping it ready.
夏日もベアとも
Of Natsu and Bito are like the guts of a filthy truth wrapped up in a bit of thin skin. Tearing that to bits and dragging the inside out is one of my one of our few pleasures. Yeah, you can have tons of fun with it. Hey, are you watching, Beatrice? Look at how much fun can be had playing with your game board. Let me show you. This game's gonna be really fun. It's a bit sad if you're the only ones having a pleasant chat. Why don't you let Bito talk too? Hey there, I'll give you special permission to talk. What do you have to gain from this latest game? She said nothing! That's right. He's the loser who surrendered to Battler! Leave it to me, okay? I'll put the witch side on top right away. But that means I'll have to sacrifice your piece. The epitaph has been easily sold before the first twilight. And Beatrice, the keeper of the gold that lost face. Isn't it great that you remain as a piece, as part of Natsui's illusions? Oh, we're treating you as a pin now instead of a piece, okay? The golden witch Beatrice is out of the picture now. You and your furniture have only a minuscule role in my game. A loser's role. Raising yourself to getting blasted away and becoming burned than my toy. If you don't like that, why not just tell us to stop? If you do, we'll stop. She's saying she doesn't mind! You're totally a pin! There's no need for a golden witch anymore. All that's needed is a sacrificial doll, so the two witches can enjoy some time playing. Die, disappear. Confess to your filthy past and your crimes. Speak out your sub-story of regret and repentance as you throw yourself off a cliff and die. The golden witch will never again have a return! Bito. This will probably turn out to be a nasty game. On the surface, it looks very similar to the usual tales. However, there's no respect given to the true main character of this story. This tale was supposed to be the one that the Golden Witch Beatrice invited Ushinomiya Battler to see. However, the host has been lost, and there are no longer any guests. The one who did the inviting. The one who was invited. I'm no longer around in this horrible tale. Welcome to the 5th game. End of the Golden Witch. Welcome to the banquet without the guest of honor. Hijacked by the evil witches. Ready, battler? The second day is finally about to start. Just like Beto, I hate slow story progression. Just do what you want. No matter how much you mess things up, I'll definitely reach the truth of this game. Giggle. It has to be that way. You got to fight for your little sister's stake out well. Don't worry. Lady Delta is a far more terrifying opponent than that fool Beatrice. But I'll be giving you plenty of support, so there won't be any problems. Together with me, why don't you finally expose the illusions of witch this time? I don't give a damn about you. I won't acknowledge anything that didn't exist in Beatles games. So I don't need you. Is now really the time to act tough? Oh well, let's both give it our all, okay? Together, let's tear this illusion of the witch apart! Giggle, giggle. Erica offered me her hand to shake. Instead of just passively ignoring this, I gave her proactive and clear answer by knocking her hand aside. Giggle. Looks like he hates shaking hands, just like Ange. Don't worry, I'm a far more useful piece than Ange. I'm nothing at all like shredded meat that couldn't do anything but restore your fighting spirit. Isn't it great that you've been blessed with such a helpful looking ally? In the past it was Virgin and Runove, then Ange came as well. And now you have Bird and Erica! There are so many pieces supporting you! So does it feel knowing that you still can't catch on to the truth despite that? How does it feel? It doesn't matter. The battle is between me and Beto. Everyone else besides us. Doesn't matter. Erica on the list. Erica is already banned. Erica is already banned from my stream. Perma banned. It's over for her. She ruined my yaoi. My epic wholesome yaoi between Nenjo and Goda. Right? Completely ruined by her. She has an annoying catchphrase. She disrespected Ange. And that's enough reasons. I think I have other reasons that I will decide when I need more. And I'll make them up when I need them. I have other reasons. She's on my hit list. She's dead. Erica is dead. It's over for Erica. She's not surviving one day longer. Oh, is that true? Are you finally standing on your own? You've always had someone helping you, someone sympathetic to you. So I wonder just how far you'll get on your own. Entertaining me! Wait. That's not true, though. He had nobody in episode 1 and 2. I'll grab it and then take it back. This is our game. You two aren't wanted here. Giggle. Yes, that's true. This is your game. So try taking it back. Let's see how far someone like you, who couldn't even win Beata's games when she went easy on you all over the place, can get a landed completely ruthless game without any help. Well then wake up, show me a battler. Welcome to the morning of October 5th. Alright. $7 AM. Nice job on guessing it then. And this is where we're stopping. Thank you everyone for coming. We're finally starting the first of the NSAR games. We'll see how much easier it is. What's the difficulty? There's no difficulty. Okay. I'll just unlock this, right? What if I just unlock this? That way I can just like have the solution directly, right? Wouldn't that be a good idea? That way, like, you know... Oh, the difficulty is fairly easy. Yeah, I forgot, I didn't see. Normally it's... Normally I see it, but I don't know. Right, well. Fair enough. Thank you everyone for coming. Have a good night. Bye-bye. By the way, I do want to point it out again. All the VODs are being uploaded on YouTube. Don't hesitate to check it out. Tomorrow I'll be streaming Gone 47. Because I've been wanting to try that game out. It looks very fun. So. Bye-bye everyone. Have a good night. Here we go.